Hello! I think the frame rate might explode on itself here in a second, maybe? Maybe. Or not. Alright. This is... Sometimes I wonder about my recording setup. This is Black Desert Online, or BDO, or Black Desert, or whatever you want to call it, or Black Desert Korea, because this is Korean, as you can probably figure out by the text on the right side there. I'm going to be showing just a little bit of basics here. I have two characters, one of them's level 1, because I haven't done anything with it. The level 1 is a warrior, I haven't checked them out. The one I've been using currently is a kind of, I think a sorceress is the name. They are a bit of an interesting take on mage classes, but all of these are busy. I don't think it matters, we'll go with 3, why not? This should be the server. Yeah, this is the server with the sorcerer on it. So this is my sorceress. The classes are locked. Gender locked. So when you make a sorceress, you're a sorceress. There are sorcerers, we can't make them yet. I'll go ahead and show you the 4 classes that are available at the moment. There you go. Gives you a little preview of what's going on down there. You've got your standard sword and board, you've got your standard archer. Hello. Your female mage or sorceress, which, as you can see down here, has a lot of close range attacks as well as long range attacks. So it's an interesting take. And then you've got your dual two-handed axe berserker kind of guy. These dudes are huge, by the way. They're like freaking twice the height of everyone else. But we won't be making any new characters because we already have a character with which I can show you. Bearing in mind, this is a Korean game. If you are not Korean or do not have access to a Korean, I make that sound like some sort of commodity, then it's going to be very difficult for you to play this game. Having said that, I'll go ahead and show it to you. The Russian beta, I think closed beta, will be starting January, maybe? It'll be starting early 2015. I'm not entirely sure what month. So... If you don't have access to a Korean or are not Korean, you can try and get access to the Russian closed beta. The North American and EU betas are going to be, I think, late 2014, early 2015. I'm not entirely sure on the late 2015, early 2016 is what I meant to say there. So those are pretty far away. This is my house. There's nothing here, but this is my house. Now I am recording this in 60 FPS, but my frame rate is usually not very good in this game for some reason, but there's my house. I have nothing in it. There's people up there. There's always people up there because there's a quest up there that I can't quite figure out because I cannot read. Before we go anywhere, this is your UI. Up here is your, I've actually forgotten what that top one is. I've legitimately forgotten what that top one is. Excuse me. Don't go into combat, thank you. The bottom one here is kind of like a stamina bar. If you've played Arcade or something along those lines, some free-to-play game along those lines, this would be basically your labor points. Gathering, socializing with NPCs, anything like that takes stamina points is what I'm calling them. Haven't quite figured out what this is. It's got a shield icon and these numbers change constantly. So I'm not quite sure what that is. This is your level. I'm 13.5. You can see the experience bar goes across the top up here. These are important icons that pop up here. This one's letting me know I have a skill I can learn. This will let you offset your camera, which frankly I quite like offsetting to the side, about like that is where I like to put it. Down here's your chat box, it's Korean. Right here is your list of available actions. I usually like to hide that. You can hide basically everything. You can also move stuff. Like this. You can move this if you want. You know, there you go. Leave that centered because that's where it's supposed to be. This is something that I don't remember. Here's your quest list. You can click these. It'll mark out a little path. There you go. I was trying to find it. It'll mark out a little path and lead you towards your quest area, which, yeah, is way over there. We'll talk about the map in a second. Your skills are down here. I don't use that. This is your health and mana, and then this is for me specifically, black mage orb things that are floating around. You can convert those into MP, and then you can convert health into MP, MP into health, something like that. I haven't quite got that far. This will take you to your house. This is your map. It's not too complicated. Squares are players, red enemies, yellow neutral enemies, neutral mobs. These little arrows are quests. You can see I hover over them, it tells me the quest. This is my waypoint. Whatever icon you want to call that. I think that more or less covers the UI, but before we go too much further here, let's turn that on. Because that turns on this, so you can see what buttons I'm pushing. So we can go into combat and I can hit this and you can see I'm doing stuff, and we can do some combos here. Why are you not doing that? There you go. It's WF, messing it up, and then SE does that. You can see how the combat works. It's pretty fun, but we're gonna have that up just so you can see it once we get into combat. The world is pretty big. You start, or at least in my case, we started over here. So this, where exactly? I think this building right here is where we started our character's quest line, or what have you. You can buy houses here, you can see people own some of these houses. Or at least live in some of those houses. This is a complicated mess that I'm not quite sure about, but you can live in these houses or something. I have a house, I'm not quite sure how to do stuff. But you can also gather resources from places, like there's trees there, and I think you can send NPCs out to gather resources, and they're actual people in the world, and that's like a bandit icon. I haven't figured that out yet. But we started over there, and we've made our way down this way into this little military camp, and now we're over here in this kind of coastal town area. So this is currently my base of operations, but that's as far as we've gone in about 13 levels. This is the world. I don't know how much of this is accessible at the moment. I'm gonna imagine that's not accessible because that terrain looks like garbage, but it could just be weird texture issues. But this is the world at the moment and may expand in the future. I don't know, it appears to be raining over there. The game does have a weather system as well as a day-night system. So, you know, there's the ungodly bright sun. If I open the map, it'll show, you know, where the sun is. It's over there, it shows the time, it's late, as you'd imagine. There's a lot of rain clouds moving in, so it might start raining soon. But yeah, this is the map. I'm not really going to explain too much of it because I'm still not entirely sure on all of it, but you can go fishing, you can chop down trees, you can go mining, you can butcher animals to get meat and I think hides off of them. I imagine you can craft these things into stuff. There's an NPC gathering things. Imagine you can craft these things into stuff, but I, for the life of me, do not actually know how to do that yet. So, we'll have to see. You can also tame horses and ride them. You can get a donkey. You can do trade runs. If you played Arcade, a lot of this is going to start sounding familiar. You can do trade runs between cities. Actually, before we leave this area, because we can talk to this lady next to my house and she'll show us a little bit of market data. The game has a market. I don't know how the market operates. I don't know if it's a free-floating market that's based on like what sales and stuff are going on. I'm not entirely sure. There's someone's donkey. There we go. When you get a donkey and you park it, it flashes like a neon yellow parking sign above the donkey. It's great. So I believe we talked to her. Yeah, she'll show us some market data so you can see the running price of goods and stuff fluctuates. See, some goods are going up, some goods are going down. Most of them are currently fairly flat, but I don't know what exactly drives these. I don't know what this button does. It opens this. But, like, I can do that on my own, so I'm not entirely sure why that's a button. You can also do this. which now that I've done it, it takes stamina. You can see the little bar pop up. And you can put NPCs that you've met into these slots, and I more or less do it kind of haphazardly because I'm not actually entirely sure what I'm supposed to be doing. They've got these numbers and stuff, and I still haven't quite figured out what I'm doing, so I mostly just kind of slap them in there and then hit this button and see how it goes. Uh-oh. We have sad faces. Oh, that didn't go well at all. A bunch of sad faces. I got 5. Woo. And that'll increase their, I don't know what you'd call it, their friendliness with you, I guess? Not really sure what you'd call it, but you can do that and it'll make them like you more. And this dude parked his donkey, but he parked it in a tree. It flashes parking in yellow above donkeys, which is the greatest thing in the world. Hello. Dialogue, 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 whatever. Let's go, something over here is red. I've had the opportunity, I've had like people's donkeys turn like red targeting, and I'm not sure why. I haven't quite figured that out yet, but the world's big, the world is seamless, so once you're loaded in, that's it. There's not going to be any more loading screens. So, you know, what you see is what you get. That mountain over there, we'd go to it. The town down there. Also, my graphics are set to kind of medium-low because my frame rate sucks, but I don't think it actually matters. In fact, for the last part of this video, I'm probably going to up the graphics quality all the way up just so I can show it to you, because it doesn't seem to affect my frame rate. I've yet to figure out what's going on with my frame rate. But, you know, whatever. Now you can also get carriages like this to take trade goods. And I haven't, like, that must be a fairly high level thing, but I haven't quite figured out, you know, what's going on with what. There's the little seaside shanty town that I was visiting earlier. Now in this place, we have a quest in the area, so we're gonna quickly run around with these very shiny rocks. Also, the game has a rudimentary kind of climbing system, so you'll climb up walls and stuff. But we have a quest in this area to do something. Excuse me, rock. And if that something involves killing specific enemies, it'll highlight those enemies for us. But there's no enemies here that are being highlighted, so we'll do a quick check. It appears to be trees. So it probably wants us to do something with these trees. So if we run up to things that are gatherable, which in this case is this tree of some description, apple tree? I don't know, we can hit R and we'll gather from it. Certain gathering activities take ages, absolute ages. Like, probably have to cut down trees, don't I? Cutting down trees and mining, compared to what I just did, takes a very long time. So you kind of, you know, get used to that, I guess. Excuse me. Let's put my axe on so I can chop down this tree. You can see the gauge down there. It takes 20 seconds to chop down this tree, and you get like 1 log most of the time. Now, I don't know if there's skills for gathering, or if it's just, you know, you can gather. We'll have to see. The game does have really good cloth and hair physics. Sometimes it gets a little bit wonky, but I don't know what that pop-up was. There we go, I was hitting the wrong hotkey. I don't know if there's skills. I think there is, because there's stuff down here. Fishing appears to be level 3, I guess. I frankly don't know what that is, actually. I'm trying to look at the icon, but I can't quite figure it out. There's also this, which I think is kind of like achievements. No, those aren't achievements. These are achievements, aren't they? I think these are your achievements. You do things, you get stuff. If you can read Korean, you can tell me about that. There's this, which appears to be a calendar with a list of things going on. And that very well may just be events. They may have planned out a full year of events and it just loops. I have no idea. Like maybe this is also like gathering related achievements. I'm not entirely sure. There's this. I can hit this. don't know what that does. Oh, it put a thing above my head. Is it titles? Must be titles. Anyway, let's see if we can go gather from another tree in the area. I didn't actually look at what the tree looked like when I gathered it, so I don't know what I'm supposed to be gathering here. So we'll quickly run around real quick, see if there's anything. It's also possible I may need to gather stuff from this tree, who knows? I don't, because I can't read. Well, that showed me something. When stuff like that pops up, you've gained a new knowledge. There's a really in-depth knowledge system. There's my frame rate being really bad, I apologize. Is it this? I think it's this. There's a really in-depth knowledge system, so like if we click here, we can click on this. We'll go here, you know, it shows us things, stuff's going on. Back out, we can click on this one, there's a bunch of orbs, we can click on one of these orbs, it'll tell us about different things. You can see a list over here as well if you want to do it a little bit faster. It's a cool menu system, I do like it. Game likes its menu systems. So it'll tell you about NPCs that you've met and whatnot, what have you. Oh, I hate when the game does this. There's a few issues with the game I've noticed. I don't know if it's just me or if it is literally bugs with the game. I should not be near the town because my frame rate dies near towns. What does the tree look like I'm supposed to be freaking gathering here? If I'm even supposed to be gathering a tree, I don't know. Let's gather this one. Periodically, not even periodically, somewhat randomly, it'll release the mouse like this. And that will screw up combat. It'll make you stop running if you're holding W or something like that. Sometimes it'll force you out of combat mode, so you basically just stop attacking. It's a little bit buggy. It did basically just go into open beta, so some of those bugs may have just been introduced. I don't know. I wasn't in closed beta. What are we doing here? There's someone in their donkey. I need to get a donkey at some point. Donkeys cost money, though. I don't know if you can train a donkey. How to train a donkey, etc., etc. I'm just running around gathering stuff. We'll go do some combat after this tree, I guess. I can do this quest on my own, because it's really primarily just me doing this, quite frankly. Until it says, you're done, good job, because I can't read. I actually don't even know what quest on this list this is. Must be this one. Is it this one? Hold on. It is this one. It's actually saying to go back to him, but it's quite clearly not done. I need one more thing. Now what that thing is, I have no idea, so we'll just move on. Let's go do some combat. Let's go this way-ish. I'll come back and talk to some of these people. There is latency issues. I don't know necessarily that that's the game. You do have to bear in mind it's Korean. So if you're not in Korea, you might not have the best connection. We may as well talk to you. Hello, person on donkey. Oh, you're a vendor. What do you have? A box. A box of something that gives 5 something. Probably 5 minutes or something. I believe I have a quest to kill some goblins in this general area. Do I have to kill you? I have to kill this man. You appear to have an entourage. The game really likes group combat. So we're gonna start punching things in the face here. Hello, friends. I want to grab all of them. Sadly, some of these guys are AoE, which is very annoying. Oh, it looks like all of these little dudes are AoE. Whoa, now. I don't have potions on my hotbar anymore, or what? There's no healing as far as I've noticed. Also, these guys appear to be a little bit stronger than I probably should have dealt with. No! I swear I have that on my hotbar. Hold on. It's not on my hotbar. Why is that not on my hotbar? Excuse me, sir. I'm trying to look at my hotbar. No, don't chuck things at me. Seriously though, why is that? Oh, god dang it. There we go. Alright, you know what? If you're just gonna sit here and chuck things at me, please stop it. Alright, now my potions are on the hotbar. I don't know why my potions weren't on the hotbar. So I'll hide that again. There we go. Now I can properly use potions. Hooray! I almost died because I didn't have potions. There's no healing, apart from potions, which can be a little bit weird. There's no, like, holy trinity. I can't heal, no one else can heal. We all have potions. I need better potions, but, you know, these potions do their job fine. I should really use my SE ability more often, because it's a pretty useful ability. I'm not very good at combat most of the time, by the way. I'm sure you've probably noticed that by now, but I'm not very good at combat. How many of these dingle-dongles do we have to kill here? Quite a few, apparently. And these guys are alone, so they're not going to be a hard fight. I also have a basic ranged attack that I can show off. Just target this guy. There you go. You know, I can do this. And I can do that when I feel like it, and then we can charge in here and punch him in the back a bunch of times. I like the probably figured this out, but I like the melee combat on this class a lot better than the range combat. It's probably fairly obvious. I think the class is intended for melee combat anyway, so. Also, back attacks are obviously much better than front attacks, so I like to try and get around when possible. I have a knockdown, but I'm also stuck on him. There we go, I got stuck on his leg. It's not the best showcase of combat prowess. But as I was mentioning, if you need to kill something for a quest, it pops up this little quest indicator above them, so you can very quickly scan around. You know, you need to kill this dude, so you just go fight this dude here. I missed. I think the easiest means of combat is to basically just kind of circle strafe with this class, but, you know. I'm not an expert. This is one of supposedly the harder classes to play, so. Did I miss any of that? I must have missed some of that. According to the character creator, this is one of the harder classes to control, so do bear that in mind. Oh, nice use of that ability, thank you. What is it? Shift S? Shift D that does that. Trying to learn my skills. I don't pay very much attention to the skill thing that tells you how to do skills, so it takes me a little while to get my new skills into play, but also bear in mind this is Korean. This very well may have more grindiness in it than you feel comfortable with. It can be a fairly grindy game, you never know. I believe I have upset this man here that was cooking, or this thing. I don't know if you want to call it a man, I suppose. Also, I don't really know what's going on when stuff pops up on the screen. There's a lot of stuff going on. We did, however, finish that quest. I know what that means. That means my little black orb thing of doom wants to talk to me. The game's storyline revolves fairly heavily around this dude. Excuse me, sorry. However, I have no idea what he says most of the time, but he's also fairly important. Excuse me again, because he can power up your weapons and stuff. Like we could, apparently we have better equipment in my inventory. There we go, apparently it has to be in my inventory. We can do stuff like this and use it to upgrade equipment. I'm not going to because I don't have the stuff to upgrade equipment. Apparently I have better pink shoes. Fair enough. Better gloves. They weigh much less as well. Excuse me. I can't seem to wear them though. Fine, if you're gonna punch me. I leveled up! Hooray! It's got a sweet level up animation. Let's get out of here before anything else fights me. Get out of combat because we run faster when we're out of combat. That's a bunch of wolves that I just ran past. Probably not the best path out of combat that I've ever taken. Why can I not wear these? Ah, probably because I was in combat. Okay. So yeah, those weigh much less. The game has a capacity limit here. Not only an inventory like slot limit, but you also have a weight limit. So at the moment we're at 75 out of 156 LT. I don't know what the heck that's supposed to be, but let's say, you know, pounds or something, because that would be a fairly reasonable measurement of pounds, I would say. What's this? Can I open this yet? I think it's level 15. Oh no, I can open it now. What did that give me? Better potions. A fish, I think. Why did it give me a fish? Yeah, I can't open that one yet. Fair enough. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. There's your combat. Game's big, stuff happens. There's a lot of things going on that I haven't quite figured out how they work, but you know, you can also take rides between cities. This is my current home region, by the way. So I can have houses in this place without doing any sort of real hassle. I need to figure out how to get furniture though. Let's quickly go down here actually. I don't know why I keep doing that. The path it takes is based on roads. And I don't always use roads. I can gather from you. Let's gather from you. What is that? You're quite large, friend. There are, from what I've seen and been told, world bosses, but supposedly there's a change to them right at the start of open beta, so I'm not sure what's going on with those, but there are world bosses. Not all of them may exist quite yet. That guy appears to be fighting him. Is he difficult? Can you fight him? Or is he just here? He appears to just be here. Fair enough. Excuse me, coming through. This is the other place where you could have fought goblins, which is apparently slightly busier than the location I went to. The place I went to, there's freaking nobody. Now I have this sweet, like, blue title above my head. I'm assuming it's a title. I have no idea what it means, but it's a sweet title, so I'll take it, I guess. The one thing I am a bit sad about at the moment is that everyone has more or less the same armor, but also I am only level 14, so I guess I can't have everything. There's a lot of people here. There's a lot of people here. What do I need to do here? Apparently this. So everyone that hits something will get credit for it. I don't know if you get full experience for it, but you do get credit for it for the purposes of also stone crabs. For the purposes of quests, if you hit something, you get credit. So you don't need to worry about stealing someone else's kill or what have you. What am I doing over here? Can I break this? Can't seem to do anything with that. That's a weird thing there. I broke the giant big stone thing. We could fight these crabs with people while we're here. Like right there, it just forced me out of combat. I don't know why it does that. I have yet to figure out why anything in this game does anything, so don't worry too much about it. For what I've seen, the community is, I mean, they exist. They don't really necessarily do anything different than any other community. They do seem to, more or less randomly, if you're fighting something and someone's walking by, they'll more or less randomly just walk up and be like, yo, how about we help you with that? Anyway, I didn't need to kill any more of those? Wow, that thing falling did a heck of a number on my bit, or not my bit rate, my... I don't need to kill you, but since we're here... forgot what I was saying. Frame rate, that's what it was. What am I doing here? What quest is this? It's a good question. It's not that one. Must be one of these. It's near me here. Hold on. Alrighty. What does that tell me? I don't know. I'll have to break these. Fair enough. That's what I was thinking. Like, there should be something, some structure around here that I have to break, but I didn't notice any. Probably because everyone else is breaking them, so. There is a minor problem with spawn rate on some things in some quest areas, but that may also be attributed to the fact that there's like 100 people here, when I don't think the game was really built to have 100 people right here. So that is a thing. Give them a little bit of slack there. Especially in the early areas. Last night when it went live, I was in like the very starting area, like level 5 to 10 questing area or something like that. And there was quite literally like 100 people within 10 meters of me at all times. There was just people everywhere. It was crazy. You think this is a lot of people? You had trouble walking through that area, so I don't think the game was really intended for that. Oh, I can combo that if I time it right, but otherwise it knocks them too far away. It's fair enough. There should be another fire around here somewhere. We'll gather and wait for that one to respawn. That's usually what I end up doing, is waiting for the one I know where it is to respawn. Do I need to kill these? I do. Probably just any structure in the area will actually count, maybe. No, still have to kill these. Fair enough. That's perfectly timed as far as I'm concerned. We win! What else do I have to do here? Who knows, but I do still have to do something here. There are other areas for this, so if I wanted to I could run up there. That's probably a much less crowded area because it's further away, but the video won't be running much longer anyway, so I'm not gonna necessarily look for a less crowded area. There was some weird latency going on there. I don't need to kill that anymore. That person's crawling around in the water. Don't need to kill those. Don't need to kill the rock crabs. This is apparently RuneScape. Everything is rock crabs. Get a grind on rock crabs. Look at all of these people. So many people. Is there really only one bonfire here? Surely there's more stuff going on. There we go. I told you can combo that. I do still have to kill the bonfire. Might be the last one. Yeah, there we go. I gotta talk to a weird dude. He's changed shape and size once already. I don't know how much he's gonna do that though. Like if he's gonna get like crazy big and powerful and whatever. We've accepted a new quest. We'll go out of combat because I'm done with combat. So we've got this gathering quest. We've got fight some dudes over there. Didn't mean to do that. We've got this, which I don't know what's going on there. Probably talk to someone. There's a lot of talk to people quests. There's also a lot of kill people quests, but there's tons of go and talk to this person. Are you having fun there, guy? A lot of people will just sit there and hold like left mouse button when they figure out where something spawns. I don't know what that means. Probably been to a new area. Yeah, new information. When they find out where something spawns, they'll just stand there and hold left mouse so they can hit it when it spawns without really paying too much attention. Not really gonna blame them because just quite frankly there's a billion people and sometimes it can be a little problematic. So we're gonna stop right here. We're not gonna stop the video quite yet. We're gonna go into town, but I'm gonna stop the recording real quick and up the graphics qualities to maximum qualities. So you can see kind of, you know, the best it can look, although my frame rate might not still be 60. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, my frame rate's not 60 anymore, but you can see, it, you know, it's quite a lot better looking, as you would probably imagine from going from like low, medium to ultra or whatever the graphic setting is. But when it rains, by the way, everything gets wet, and after it finishes raining, stuff stays wet. So we got this little puddle here, so probably means is that it rained here recently. There's another little puddle down there. I didn't recall it raining, but I also wasn't in town, and there's localized rain as far as I've noticed, so. Welcome to town. Towns are busy. All of the towns are busy. I didn't mean to go into combat. All these people have donkeys. You can buy donkeys, but I spent some of my money on gathering tools like an idiot, not thinking because apparently the quests give you gathering tools, so whatever. So you can buy a donkey for this guy for 10,000. I don't even have 1,000, so you know, there's something there, I suppose. But hey, we could sell that, but we're not going to sell that. But you know, you can buy a lasso, level 20. You can get your own horse. There's these things, but I don't think you can ride these. No, you can actually just walk through them. My frame rate here is awful. But the game looks gorgeous. There is collision, but you can force yourself through people, but there is collision with people, so if you're running by like that, you can see your character reacts to running into people. It slows you down a little bit, so if you're trying to run away from someone murdering you, they can try and slow you down a bit. I love the fact that donkeys come with neon yellow parking signs. This is where the fishing quest is, so also it's now raining. So there's a billion people down here fishing basically all the time. Fishing is interesting, but it's fishing. If you don't like fishing, it's fairly boring. Basically, you throw out your line, eventually it'll pop up an indicator, like that one right there, in fact. So you reel it back in, and then it has a little mini game where you have to press space at a certain timing. If you miss, you lose your fish. And then after that, if you don't get perfect on the space, which is actually remarkably difficult, if you don't get perfect, then you have to push a series of buttons, and it's a neat little mini game. But this dude is the warehouse, which is why there's a billion people here. So you can see I keep tools here and whatnot that I'm not actively using. There's multiple warehouses. I'm not entirely sure how to do that. I'm not entirely sure how to expand these either. Let's see. You can also get these little carriages. And these, I believe, are to transport goods. So you can see it's 500, and I think you can transport your stuff. Maybe? I'm not entirely sure. I think somehow you can transport your stuff between towns. The reason for that is because warehouses and markets and all that stuff are localized. So all these things I have in this warehouse here are here. If I go to another town that has a warehouse, like I believe this one might, it's not going to be over there. I would have to ship it over there or carry it there myself. So the game has a lot of localized, not really localized, you know what I mean, nuances and stuff like that. This guy wants me to cook or something? I don't know, I got a lot of quests. Let's continue looking around. Let's go up to a house, actually. There's a few buildings you can use as a house in this area. I believe that's one up there. So let's go that way. I've spent a fair chunk of time exploring areas. The one I just passed is one, but you have to go into a different way. So this is a house something something 23. It's probably town name 23 something. And you can click this and you can see who currently occupies the house. It's just this guy. Houses are instanced. So if we go in here, this is that dude's house, I think. It picks randomly. There's also broken staircases I'll show in a second. So this is actually a really nice house, and I was thinking of using it. But the problem I have with this house, it's huge and I love it. The problem I have with this house right now is the stairs are all sorts of broken because only one part of the stairs actually has a texture, and it's the back side, so you can only see it from the back. So, you know, it's a bit weird. This entire bottom area is all sorts of broken. There's a weird stone thing that goes through the wall here and pops out over here. There's supposed to be a fireplace there, but it's empty. Maybe you can put one, I don't know. So I was thinking of getting this house, but it's all sorts of broken. I might get it anyway just because of how big it is, but I don't have any furniture to begin with, so it's really not that useful. But houses are instanced. So I can get a house, and whoever already lives here can also have this house. So if I go into yield and map here, which house is it? I think it's this one. So I can click this, I can click here, and then we can move in and what have you. There's these other buttons, there's furniture it comes with. I guess you can buy furniture, and then there's this. I'm not sure what this is for. It looks like it comes with a bunch of furniture, maybe? Not sure. Here's your floor plan, which is actually pretty cool. I like that they have a floor plan. Excuse me, game. Thank you. So I guess you can buy houses with furniture. That would be that. I just get it for free, effectively. Because whatever. I don't have any money. I need to figure out how to make money. Probably with trading. I need to figure out how trading works. Used to be two NPCs standing inside of each other. But yep, that's Black Desert. It's now nighttime. Before we end, actually. The NPCs do have a schedule. Not all of them, but some of them have schedules where, you know, they'll be in one place in the daytime, and then at nighttime maybe they'll come over here to is it this place? That's a house. It's down this way. Maybe at nighttime they'll come over here to the pub and be like, "Yo, what's up, pub?" And, you know, do their thing over here. And then when morning comes, they'll go back to their spot where the quest giver should be, where the icon tells you where the quest giver is or whatever. So yep, you know, that's Black Desert. There might be some videos in the future for other things, like the housing stuff, with my entourage here of sorceresses. The character creator is cool, but I'm not going to show it as a character creator, whatever, I'm not too fussed about it. So yeah, there might be stuff in the future for crafting, or housing, or whatever, trade runs as I figure out how stuff works. For now, though, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.